All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and take our next caller. She's standing on the line. We have Laverne. Laverne, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, about a month or so ago, I was entering a building at a local mall, and when I went to open the door, it was a glass door. The glass shattered before I could even enter the building, into the room I was going into. And I was bleeding, and they ended up calling an ambulance. He took me to the hospital, and I ended up with a contusion. Well, now I'm getting medical bills. The hospital didn't ask me for insurance information, but now I'm getting a bill from the ambulance and a bill from the hospital. And I just want information on what my next course. And I have talked to a couple of lawyers, and one lawyer pretty much said that there's not much he could do for me. Okay. And the other one thought that it may be a product liability.
What do you think, Harry?
Well, I was going to say, these are hard cases to make because it's kind of like you go in a restaurant and a chair collapses that you sit in. Do they have notice? Does the business have notice of a dangerous condition? Yes, sometimes you can show, it may not be the business owner, but whoever they hired to come in and put that particular glass door in, maybe the glass door was defective, so you may have what's called a products liability case. But of course, you have to have access to have the door to be inspected, and that's very hard to do.
Well, it's shattered, so they don't have that door anymore.
Right.
They don't. The law says that business owners and premises owners are not absolute insurers for every single injury. We've talked about kind of the two conditions where you can find somebody liable. So here's the problem for you, Laverne, is you're hurt. It sounds like you're really hurt, and you're going to have medical bills that come in, at least for the foreseeable future, and you might have some scarring where you got cut. And I'm sorry to hear that. Here's what I suggest. It's going to be a tough case to get a lawyer to take, because I don't know if you can show any notice on the front end unless somehow they some crazy fact pattern. But a lot of businesses, most businesses' insurance policies have what's called a medical payments provision, and if you get hurt on their property, they can have $1,000, $2,000, sometimes up to $5,000 set aside just to pay medical bills without any admission of fault. And it really does stop a lot of lawsuits. And it doesn't sound like she wants to sue so much as she wants her medical bills paid.
She didn't want to pay for the ambulance, which is expensive,
I get it.
or those medical bills. And she is hurt, and it wasn't her fault. So it seems like somebody does need to help her.
She needs to ask about medical payments. That's what I think. And maybe she can get some relief.
So, guys, when do you have a case if you're hurt at a business and something like that happens to you? I mean, would it have to be she had worse injuries?
No.
To have a case, or what?
Could you show any, and this is why it's hard, could you show any employee or service company was on notice that, say, the glass was loose, maybe they'd had to replace it before, for some reason to give them an idea that there's a problem?
Okay.
If you could show that, then that changes everything.
Okay.
If they've had the opportunity and they've had notice of it, and they could have fixed it before someone got hurt.
Right.
That's your case.
They're on the hook.
That changes
Freak accidents,
Right.
not so much. Okay.
Exactly.
Good information. Thanks, guys.